All right, everybody, Awestruck Comics podcast. We're doing it again. News of the week. News of the week. Getting it together. Lots of crazy news. Quick plugs. Awestruck Comics podcast on Instagram. Idiosyncratic Pulp on Instagram. Did I put up anything this week? I don't remember. I don't think I did. Did I? I don't remember. I'll pop it up if I did. I think I did.
All right.
I think I put one thing up. You have the X. What was on your what's on the Supreme this week? What's on
Supremes,
the
I'm
thing?
still digging through Supreme Apocalypse. That's this crossover with Supreme, Glory, Brigade, Prophet, Darkthorn.
Dark
Um,
Thorn. Dark
Getting near
Thorn
the end of
was
that.
Thorn
And
was
then
like the
on,
Thor guy. See Thor.
he's more of a dark side Thanos. It's like a big red dude showed up at the end of the original
Okay.
Youngblood miniseries.
Okay.
So that's running up there on the Rob Messick Twitter, X. Uh, we are still going through Youngblood covers every day, promotional artwork every day. I put up I scanned in my copy of image number 0 because I have it
Hmm.
signed by everyone, and I mean like everyone, like not just the image 7, but like Chris Yelopoulos and Dan
Oh wow.
Panosian and RT Bear,
Ruben
Scott
Rude.
Williams, not Ruben Rude, not Ruben
Oh,
Rude. I haven't gotten
fail.
any of the colors to do it, but I don't know how many of them I've met. They when I was walking around getting that signed, colors weren't really showing up,
Right.
but now
Yeah.
like they are, they are.
Right. Right.
It's funny. Our buddy Ian the other day was like, "Oh, I met the colorist of top 10 in Gen 13." And I'm like, Alex Sinclair? Like
Right.
I've met Alex Sinclair. I have met him because I know for sure. I didn't know he did Gen 13. In fact, I didn't even check it, but I know for a fact that he colored top 10. And he's like, no, it's this guy. And I'm like, who the hell's this guy? And I looked him up and he colored like 3 comic books. I'm like, okay, I guess
Right. Right.
that's a
Right.
career.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know.
you have the credit, but then there was some other guy who popped up. I'm like, I'm not even looking that guy up. That ain't a person. I'm just like,
Yeah, the second, yeah, I even look up. I was already disengaged from the first guy being a
yeah,
letdown.
yeah. You're too far out. You're too far
It's like,
out.
oh, he colored Gen 13, number 14. Like, nobody has that issue. Like, nobody cares about that issue.
Yeah. That's not an issue. Uh,
So, hey, what's the Twitter thing I saw? I don't know. This is not like real news. It's like a run on Twitter or something. I don't know. People are like trying to do. It's probably political, like back with Twitter, down with X type of situation.
I don't know. Well, it's not their decision. Why would they?
Like
That's a
Twitter was
fight.
trending. Like, why is Twitter trending? Like, that's weird.
Is someone going to make a Twitter?
No,
Why?
not Elon. He loves his X. That's why he does those stupid jumping jacks. So he makes the letter X in the air.
Is that true?
Yeah, yeah. That's
Oh
why
my
he's like,
God.
oh, look at me, I'm an X. I'm a big fat weird looking X.
Ugh.
Well, he's like a sci-fi nerd, except for like nothing he's doing is like working. Like he's
Hmm.
like I think like he loves Star Trek, so he wants the Star Trek future. But the Star Trek future is based around not capitalism. It's actually based around people working for the greater good
Hmm.
in a way better than communism. It's not like communism. It's just a utopia somehow. But he's like, well, we can get to Star Trek, but by taking away people's social security. All right, let's stop talking about that.
You love it.
I
You
do.
love
I
it.
don't want to love politics, but it is interesting to me. It is interesting to me.
It's a weird time. Um, so let's throw it up to the news. Let's do it up. Let's hit the stuff.
Let's hit the stuff, Mark. That's how we do it here. We hit that stuff.
Hit that stuff. Now, the weird thing with this is, so this is the Avengers Doomsday cast was revealed. The weirdest thing about this, luckily, I mean, I was working or whatever, but do you know how that they revealed this?
I do know because my friends were texting me every 20 minutes. Like they were showing like a cast member director chair
Mhm. It
with the actor's name across the back of the chair. And they were showing like one every 20 minutes. I'm like, this is really annoying.
was 5.5 hours. It was almost 6 hours. What are you
Yeah.
doing? Like, and it's their black director's chair in just a white font, like nothing. It's
Yeah.
nothing. It
It's
doesn't say their character name either. So that's also a little bad,
that
and I'll
only
kind of
matters
get
to
into that.
that only matters to one character.
Well, sort of. So anyway, so I mean, I'll get into it. So basically, what was confirmed, and a couple's a little surprised. So the main ones, this was kind of, I think, the order in which they first hit. Chris Hemsworth, which is a little surprising because wasn't he having like brain issues and
He
was
has the gene, I think, for some sort of Alzheimer's, I think. Doesn't mean
right,
he'll get it, but he has a gene for it.
Mhm.
But it's likely I think both his parents have the gene too. So like he could get it. So he just wants to get the most out of life,
Right.
which may or may not be spending 6 months in the gym getting ready for every time he plays Thor.
Listen,
But again,
the best Chris Hemsworth performance is Furiosa, hands down. I think
no, he's really funny
that's
in that.
the best performance ever. And
He's both
also, like,
he's both
watch the
funny
behind the
and just
scenes.
crazy.
Well, watch behind the scenes because it's like based off of like his uncle and like Carney's and like he made a whole like backstory. Like he did a whole thing. So I just think that yeah, he just like kind of took it on. It's a bummer, but he also had a good receptive director. It's weird like when I think about how bad Love and Thunder is, and you had a director that you were kind of co-writing it with, sort of like I think he had story credit on Love and Thunder, I believe.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch that because I remember really solidly liking a lot of it and then really like cringing at some stuff. So I got to do a rewatch on that one day. I don't
Yeah,
think my wife's watched that one, and she's probably going to want to see these movies in a theater. So
but
there's a couple Marvel movies she hasn't watched yet.
so what? Like they've done the most rebirth type of stuff with Thor he's like 6 or 7 times. You know what I mean? So in this one, is he going to be like, is he just going to be Thor, or is he going to be like, what's my purpose? Am I the like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like they just keep doing that over and over and over again.
Will his daughter be in it?
No, no, no,
I
no.
don't know. Okay,
So
next.
it makes sense. Anthony Mackie Cap, sure.
Of
It's
course.
funny they put Sue Storm directly up front. Paul Rudd, which I believe that recently he said he doesn't know anything about it. So I think that was kind of a surprise.
That was a lie.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. It seemed, well, I mean, he's an actor. They're still trying to make Elena happen. Now, this is also, I think this is bad that they announced this because Thunderbolts is not out yet. I feel like this should have been out. This has
They
been,
they basically announced every cast member in Thunderbolts
who survived.
ex except for maybe Taskmaster.
Right.
I don't think I
But
saw her name.
no, but Ghost is going to be in this.
Yeah,
Wow.
and you and I had already thought Ghost was going to die because
She's not in any of the promotional
Ghost
stuff. She's
and
barely in it.
Taskmaster. Yeah,
Right away. Right away.
so we'll see.
Yeah.
I have
So,
I have hopes for Thunderbolts.
but not more.
Not more.
That's a little surprising. Wasn't he canceled? He was canceled for sexy stuff, right?
Yeah, but was it real cancellation or was it like we're not that we should ignore the Me Too movement, but I think people are getting past it. Like
Hmm.
I think a lot of the worst offenders have come out, and I think they went a little too far with like, oh, he I don't know the situation, but I know some of them were coming out like, well, he hit on me. Well, yeah, that's what people do.
Right.
We have to know.
Right. 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 Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I'm getting myself out of that conversation. I'm glad he's back. I love Namor.
Namor. Namor.
I can't do it.
He's Namor. Shang-Chi, good.
Yeah,
It's kind of
fantastic.
a bummer that it's and I think that new movie he's in with Woody Harrelson is supposed to be pretty good. Where they're like it's a true story. It's like they're like under water and
Yeah,
I forget.
yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be pretty good. Senator Bucky Barnes, I guess. I don't know.
Weird
Let's see.
move, but
Yeah,
I mean, we obviously love you hold on to Sebastian Stan. You do whatever it takes. That dude's one of your main
sure.
talents.
Yeah, and I think that he's always down. They haven't done the wrong thing with him yet. Even in Cap the new Cap, even in Sam Wilson Cap movie.
Senator's weird.
I don't know what it's for. I don't know what it's for, and
I don't
and
know.
I don't know how that could even be possible because like there's probably so much documentation of stuff. Even when because right when was it after? I don't remember what it was after, but it was after Age of Ultron. I feel like that they had to like divulge. No, it was after Civil War. They have to
Yeah,
divulge all the stuff. And I think what's her name goes. I think Black Widow, Natasha goes to, like Congress or something. So she's like, they're like, oh, everything's gonna come out, and she's like, that's fine.
that's fine.
Letitia Wright, Black Panther, I guess. And
Yeah,
it's weird. It's weird they have like,
she was
them.
canceled too, but for different reasons. But like not like I think she was just like an anti-vaxxer,
She's a yeah, sure, yeah.
which
And
is
Kelsey Grammer Beast, which is like,
well, that's the best thing to come out of this. Like right off the bat. Well, out of the first batch of names,
yeah,
that's when people really started texting me when Kelsey Grammer got announced.
right.
I was like, that's phenomenal. And Eben Moss Backrack, is that how you say it? Backrack?
Mhm.
Backrack? I mean, we knew he was a thing already, so just confirmation that the whole Fantastic Four is in this movie. That's great.
Yeah, I really wish he wasn't. I really wish that like they changed his voice though. Um,
I don't know. I no, I
Sentry. and they
Sentry's
name him
Sentry's in it.
Sentry here. They don't call him Bob. Like it's named as Sentry
Yeah.
in the press release. Falcon, Joaquin Torres, everyone's favorite, Joaquin Torres.
Hey, man, football's life.
He's actually pretty. He's actually pretty good. Um, that's not the same guy though. That's not the
Yes.
same guy.
Is it? Is it?
No, that's the Falcon guy. No, the
Yeah.
football is life. That's not the same guy.
No, I thought it was.
Hmm.
Danny Ramirez?
Yeah, it's not the same guy.
Are you sure?
I think that maybe it's the same name, but it's a different actor. The guy who's playing Falcon in the Cap movie is not the same guy as Football is Life.
Okay.
So Johnny Storm,
Are you sure
Red
though?
Guardian. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You're sure?
I will bet on it.
That's fine. You're a betting man now?
I'm a betting man.
Usually the safe bet is to bet against Mark.
Me, I know. M'Baku, which I think this M'Baku has had more of a run like than M'Baku's had in the comics, basically, right? I think there's been more
Yeah. We
Winston Duke appearances than M'Baku in comic books. I feel like
Winston
there's five
Duke,
comic
yes.
books
He's a
of
case of
M'Baku.
the actor so good and funny and they made such a good character for him. Like people
Mhm.
never gave two shits about Manape. Manape shows up, your eyes roll. Like, all right, Manape, but M'Baku, that's a good character. But
I
also
feel,
you just kind
yeah,
of we're just gonna fly by it. Johnny Storm, Joseph Quinn, that's perfect. David Harbour, Red Guardian, yes. You know, uh, yeah, I'm not
Ghost.
Ghost, which we just talked about. Uh,
I don't want Loki in here. I don't want that.
that made my daughter's eyes go, what? Yeah, because
Mm.
it's a big deal for a lot of people. People love Loki, love him.
Mm.
Look
I
at
feel like he had the best ending. He had the ending in was it Infinity War or Endgame?
but the
Beginning.
ending. No, he had the best ending in the last season 2 of Loki.
I didn't finish it.
Oh my God, Mark, the ending of season 2 of Loki, he's literally holding the multiverse together. Like he's the last line of defense against the multiverse collapsing.
Oh,
The last episode of
missed it.
Loki, spoilers for everyone, he literally grabs all the strains of the multiverse and using all of his godlike powers, like climbs these stairs and then turns around on this throne and his like it's like Atlas holding the world, only it's Loki holding all the
Hmm.
strains of the multiverse together. So he is like super incredible ending. Like season 2 of Loki is okay. It's not as good as season 1 of Loki,
Yeah.
but the ending kind of made up for the whole show.
Well, no, I'll
So
try it.
that's why it's important.
Gotta slug through it.
Slug through it.
I'll do it.
Patrick Stewart, Charles Xavier.
105-year-old Patrick Stewart.
Yes, I'll take it. And I'll take old ass Ian McClellan too.
Just I don't know how much they're going to work in there. It was surprising Alan Cumming because I felt that he was anti
He's
X-Men. I thought he
no,
was.
he's anti Bryan Singer.
Oh, okay.
Big
Well,
difference.
mm,
He's people love Alan Cumming right now. All his Broadway stuff, the musical stuff he's been doing. My daughter's like, what? Oh, like she liked him already and
mm,
forgot that he had played Nightcrawler. I had to tell her. She's like, oh my
right,
God, that is him.
right.
So to see him come back as Nightcrawler, yeah, super thumbs up there.
So there's no first class people in this at all because when they have so Rebecca Romaine Mystique, so it's not Jennifer Lawrence Mystique, but Jennifer Lawrence
Right.
Mystique is dead in that continuity technically, but also she's dead because she hated the makeup.
Yeah,
She's very
you
vocal.
we understand.
Mhm.
We understand. But Rebecca Romaine coming back, yeah, she's great. She's great on Star Trek, Strange New Worlds.
Oh, I almost said the Orwell because that's like kind of they have a character but that's Wonder Woman and Mockingbird basically, right? Um,
J-
James Marsden.
Thank God. I was like, they really held him off towards the end. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, you have to do him. He's so good on Paradise this year. Paradise, great show. Him and
Oh, I
Sterling
still
K.
haven't
Brown.
tried that. Yeah, I still haven't tried that, and then I know that but I know like he was good on. They did like a weird like almost reality show where he played James Marsden. It was called Jury Duty. Dirty, I think it was like a
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. I heard
yeah.
it's good.
He played himself on Jury Duty, and the whole thing was it was like a reality show watching. It was a scripted reality show where they had this one guy who wasn't part of it. He was like it was the joke was on him basically,
Yeah,
and he thought he was in a real jury duty situation. So like it was kind of a
that's
fish
insane.
bowl thing.
People, I just saw a thing today. Years ago, James Marsden did that Hop movie. It was like him and like the Easter Bunny.
Oh, I saw that, and then with him riding with
It's him.
Sonic.
It's him and him and the Easter Bunny in a car. And then there's a similar scene, him and Sonic in a car. So people did a Cyclops James Marsden with the Rocket Raccoon in the
Right,
car. I'm
right,
like,
right.
I hope that happens.
But no, there's zero Guardians in this at all. There's nothing, you know?
I would say so far
Yeah.
because
But
there's other
all the leaked
characters in
artwork
this.
was all there's no listings for any of the Young Avengers. There's no listings for who was in the photos? Star-Lord was in the photos.
Star-Lord
Vision
was
was
in the
in the
photos.
photos.
The new Avengers were in the photos.
Yeah.
So
Unless that's Endgame artwork. Because no one said that it's Doomsday artwork. I mean, they said
yeah,
it,
nobody
but
said whether it's Doomsday or Secret Wars artwork.
right. Yeah, that's what I meant. Secret Wars. Yeah.
Did you see the AI where they took the artwork from Secret War and actually made little scenes out of it? And the AI is actually pretty fantastic.
Well.
It almost looks like a real scene, like it's the weird Thor, it's the weird Hulk town or Hulk village, and they're
Oh,
walking
okay.
around, and I'm like, this is really weird.
Well,
So yeah,
maybe.
that's a lot of people in this movie, but there's still a lot of things they haven't listed. They haven't listed a Spider-Man, the Wolverine or Deadpool. That whatever. Like these are the money makers. You might see Tobey Maguire. Originally, the Kang version of Doomsday
Hmm.
wasn't going to be like Hugh Jackman and Tobey
Tobey
Maguire.
Maguire.
And I think Doctor Strange. Now we know Doctor Strange is not even in this movie. That's a
Well,
fact.
even Cap. Well, that there was one rumor that we're going to have the Cap as what's his name? Bad Cap.
Well, that
Secret
might
Empire Cap.
if that doesn't show up in this movie, that'll show up in the next one because that's the Secret Worlds where we don't know at some point the multiverse is going to be involved where maybe we'll get Hydra Cap. They'll bring in Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man. Who knows who else?
Right.
So that's it.
Right.
That's it. Let's stop talking about Avengers. We're excited
Yeah,
about it.
it's
I hope it's good. That's all I
uh,
can do is hope.
I don't know,
What do we?
and because that's next summer supposedly.
Not this May, but next May.
That's really
So
fast.
here's what
That's
we
really
got. We got Thunderbolts this May, FF in July,
Superman July.
Superman in July. Well, I was thinking more of the Marvel
Yeah.
line. Do we have anything else before? That's a long way to go from FF to Avengers. Do we get anything in between? I mean, we're getting to a couple TV
No,
shows. Wonder Man, Ironheart.
they're all old TV shows though.
They're all old
Like
TV.
to me, that's all old stuff. Are they filming Daredevil 2 now?
Yes.
Daredevil season 2 now.
Season 2 is being filmed right now. Yeah. They're
Warning,
diving
guys.
right into that.
Whatever that's called. Season 5,
Yeah,
basically. You know.
basically.
Wondercon this week, but not a lot of comic book stuff. I only grabbed a cut. Maybe there's more stuff to be announced because it is Sunday.
Well,
Uh,
McFarlane is one of the big guests, so I'm not surprised this is a big McFarlane toy panel.
yeah, this was. I mean, so yeah, we're getting theatrical. Penguin Commandos. Can we have a little recording of the countdown? They'll be like 10,
Oh my God, the most
9,
boring countdown.
8.
Yeah.
That Batman
Max Shrek.
looks good. Max
That
Shrek looks great.
looks
Yeah,
great.
yeah, that looks great. Mr. Bones, and it's funny they Infinity Incorporated 16. They're like naming it because that's McFarlane's.
That's
That's
McFarlane.
McFarlane's. That's so funny. He's such a fuck. Like I get it. Look, I know it's your company. I get it, but it's like there's so much product. Look, again, we don't really want
What are you talking about? This Mr. Bones is basically pre-spawn. Like, why would you not?
it's pre-spawn and it's got a cape and chains. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
It's like it's
It's got
such
a
a one
skull for a
trick.
head instead of, yeah.
Oh boy.
All right.
Yeah,
This is
we love Superboy.
yeah, it's kind of
I love
is it
that.
supposed to be Grummet? I don't know. It's not, it doesn't look like Grummet, but that's the Grummet
Yeah, it should be a
design.
little skinnier.
Maybe come with a
Uh
little black jacket.
yeah, I think it should be a little skinnier, but that's okay. The HG Peter Wonder Woman #1, No Man's Land Batman, which is weird.
Looks very similar to Batman Returns Batman.
Yeah, I don't
No
know.
Man's Land. Was he all black? I guess he was, thinking about it. I'm picturing some Grand
I don't
Nolan
think
style artwork.
so. No, I don't think so. It was Contagion and the No Man's Land, but No Man's Land, but no, because the No Man's Land has the Alex Maleev cover, and he's like this, and no, it's gray. So I don't know why he's in that. That's Troika. That's after No Man's Land. That's the Troika all black. That's
All right.
the Kelly Jones. But I don't know. But there's yet to be like a really good Kelly Jones Batman. We'll get into proportions later. So Stephanie
Yes.
Brown, Batgirl. Again,
Cool.
this is not what I'm thinking of when I'm thinking of
Spoiler.
Stephanie Brown.
I know.
Spoiler: this is her newest costume, and it's just too fucking busy, dude. There's so much shit going on there. Monarch, that's kind of fun, you know,
Yeah. Looks
and
looks like Monarch.
really cheesy Bronze Age Nightwing. Sounds good.
All right.
Uh, 6 inch
And
build a bigger wave. Jonah Hex. I like the Jonah Hex design, man. That's insane.
that's neat.
That's insane.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. Batman, Great
perfect.
Ghost,
Grey
Ra's al
Ghost.
Ghul, Killer Croc. Yeah,
I would like to watch that Grey Ghost episode. I think I'd like to watch that again.
it was fun.
Some superpowers. You got your that's a great Animal Man, Dead Man, Nightwing. Oh crap! I need to go on Amazon. I got an alert that
Wait, what
the
solicitations are
super
out? June or
is it the
July?
super? I think that's right. No, no, no. It was the
July.
multiverse.
All
It's
right.
not. There's no collection for this set yet.
I'm not sure.
Jiro
I'm not
Kurutagawa,
sure.
the manga, the Bat manga guy. That is half off. It's like $12. It's 12.49 right now. They had a spring sale, and I got an email. It was like spring sale. Here's a bunch of McFarlane stuff. It's on sale. So because I wanted to get that, and I wanted to get this. He did a superpowers that too,
Okay.
which is pretty boss, you know.
Okay.
So again, we're not super excited about that going away, about him not doing this, or maybe there's some way that he'd still be able to do this. Um,
Yeah, it's such a weird. I mean, good for Mattel. I mean, trying to. They must have done something to win DC back. But like,
yeah,
McFarlane's hitting it on every level.
it's funny. Like that looks like just like a dustbuster, or just like a Lex Luthor penis.
I don't
Like
know. Yeah, maybe it would definitely be
it's
bald.
just
It'd be bald, right?
his be bald. I love this. Yeah, the Super Friends 6 inch retro articulated. I love, but they didn't do it right. So that you can see white pupils there. You need to do the Green Lantern with just the regular skin pupils through. Because at the majority of the time they show Green Lantern, they didn't color it. They didn't color it right.
Right.
But that's fine. That's fine.
It's fine.
Uh, this was pretty crazy because all right, so that I don't even know Superman Clayton Henry.
I mean, it's from Superman Red, White, and Blue.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
That's the point of both of them. They're Superman Red, White, and Blue
I don't
miniseries.
remember. I don't remember a Clayton Henry story. Did he do a cover or something? I don't really remember.
Possible. Possibly
Yeah,
did a pinup or cover or variant.
yeah, that's true.
I
They
mean,
had a ton of those. Um, I don't know. I don't love this. I think his head looks like maybe it'll look better with a better angle. I think this looks really good, and I guess that there are resin statues, ultra detailed resin statues.
all right.
But this Azrael, I can't really tell. But so I put in. So it's from
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's awesome looking.
But what's weird, I don't think this is in anything. I'm not sure if this is in the trade. Like this was in a lot of stuff that we saw at the time. Like
Yeah.
we saw this probably in Wizard. I don't even know if I saw this stuff per se. I went around on a couple sites. There's an interview with Casada which had all the stuff that I'm showing here, and because I can't find better versions of this right now. It would be great if they would put that out, but I need to find better. This is what I
That
found.
yeah, that bottom right one is like nuts.
It's too busy. It's so much,
It's so much.
but remember they didn't do that mask. They didn't do that. That was the mask that was on the like Wizard cover, and
Yeah.
it was lit up, and because there is that has been showing. That has been here and there, and it's funny. Like
Insane.
this is later. Like that's the Azrael Batman, and then this was what they were like. Oh, let's make it a little simpler with the head.
Yeah, other artists have to draw this, Joe.
Yeah, so they're like Mike Manley has to draw because I always thought Mike Manley was like, yeah, I'm not drawing that fucking helmet. I'm gonna draw this. So that's very designed, dude.
That's
It's
very
so
neat looking.
insane.
Seeing that McFarlane toy, go back to that page. Um, it's really a cool toy. Like you had said earlier, we talked when you first showed me this. Like they should have made a version with the flames lit up, like the blade.
Yeah, dude, do that.
Do that.
Do that.
Now I want to see, like with McFarlane losing DC, I really hope he doubles down on like Image Comics or like tries to go back and get like do like an Ash toy. If you could do a Casada Azrael, can you do a Casada Ash?
Is there an Ash toy or no?
There's one that's really bulky and stupid looking.
Oh, is that the Legendary Heroes? Because I have a Legendary Heroes
No, no, I think it was
Conan.
before Legendary. It was like a third party. It was
Okay.
a company like nobody remembers. But I remember it not looking good. Like I bought it and then I'm like, I don't want this.
Hey, look at how much extra this is colored, and it just doesn't really do anything. Like and we like him as Tomomori, so we do like this colorist, but there's so much going on here. Like I would have rather had, when Marvel does those kind of crappy fake um character design covers are on like graph paper. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
I don't like that either. I know it's fake, but I would rather have had that here versus like I'm going to make a little foreground and cover his foot.
Yeah.
There's smoke and it's
My
okay. It's
my
not too
my
bad.
90s nostalgia is just too strong. It's just too strong. Like I want 90s style coloring or 80s style coloring. Like I kind of want all these hidden gem covers, honestly. Give me a style of coloring that's indicative of the art where the piece came from.
I didn't
I
know
don't know.
Dan Waters wrote that. This was a miniseries a couple years ago. It's just funny. 1 in 50. Who's ordering 50 fucking copies of that book? It was like a mini, you know.
Nobody is. Nobody's. You probably can't even get this comic.
No, no.
All
So
right. So you got Bagley
here's
Amazing
new.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
First
we've seen most of these again. That's a Casada Marvel Knights 4, Jim Chung Fantastic
Jim
Four
Chung.
thing. I don't remember seeing this angle of the beast, or maybe it was. Do these connect technically? Are they all
They
going to?
look like they do, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, I'm not positive. This one looks like it has like extra like
Extra junk.
rock
Yeah. Looks like
rebar.
metal.
Is that rebar?
Oh,
Holy
you love it,
shit!
dude. Well, you know what? It's probably like Magneto is making all the rebarb start to lift up, and Beast is just jumping off of the floating rebarb and
Right.
concrete. And
That
I
that
like that
that
carnage.
car is, yeah, that's pretty tempting, bro. That's pretty.
Amazing Spider-Man 362. It's
I
come
don't know
off,
what
but
this
that's what it
Amazing
is.
Spider-Man one. This I don't know what that is. What
It's
was that a
probably
variant
just
cover of a recent Amazing
probably. I mean, it's Mark
Nick
Bagley,
Spencer?
right? That's what I'm
Yeah,
seeing.
sure. Yeah, it is. It's just
Or is it
um,
Ramos? Look at the one leg.
it might be Gleason. I thought there was a Gleason coming out soon or some type of Gleason thing. This was the first time I saw Punisher 8, and this is wrong. This is wrong, right? That's Punisher War Journal 8. So that's
Right, because
wrong.
that would be Jim Lee.
Jim Ree. But see, like that's such a like a powerful silhouette.
Yeah.
This is too much. And
The
that head doesn't look
the
like
Iron
his.
Man, I just saw at Walmart last week, and it's really nice looking in person. It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's nice. The Marvel Tales 223 cover. This was actually a comic my dad had got me
Oh
before
yeah.
I was really into reading comics. Like one of the first things he got me before I knew who McFarlane was. But I got this comic, that cover, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like the Spider-Man. I don't know why. And then later on, I got his Amazing Spider-Man issue, and I'm like, oh, this guy's like the best artist in comics, which I
Right.
really thought true at the time.
It's true. And I think that is a
Is
Tony
that a
Moore
Tony
Deadpool.
Moore Deadpool?
I don't remember what this, it didn't state what this was, so this is not the same one that we've seen, I don't think. No, that's not the
From this
same one.
angle, I can't even tell you what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Really intense with the with the cape.
Yeah, it's neat. It's
Yeah,
neat. You know,
I popped these up. These are 7 inch, and I guess 7 inch plus the horses.
Blood Axe. That's
Isn't
cool.
isn't Blood Axe the thunder the what's his name?
Is that a Thor villain? Came
Yeah,
along yeah, like the
Thunderstrike. It's Thunderstrike's villain. But I
yeah.
guess don't know. I guess that's just it's named. I only put these on there because these look like and I'm hoping that glows in the dark. Glow in the dark.
That would look cool. We do
That would
love
look
our glow in
great.
the dark stuff.
I think these are Liam Sharp designs, so
Oh,
that's
cool.
fine.
Yeah, that's right. Because he drew that medieval Spawn series.
Yeah, it never had bad art. What I don't like about there is a collection for it, but the collection doesn't really delineate like who does what. It just has like I hate
Dark
that.
Ages. It was Dark Ages Spawn,
Dark
right?
Ages, yeah, and but like they have a Dark Ages collected complete collection, and I was looking at the digital trade, and it's like it doesn't say who does what, and it doesn't even really delineate the covers and or the numbers. I don't know. I think there is something to have like the trade dress. I think there's a design element to it, but there's also it's not that hard. If you're going to put the cover in there, just put the credits in there. Like just you know what I mean. Just like just throw it in there. You know, because I
See
know it
the
goes to Nat Jones and it goes back. I think Ben Templesmith does an issue, and then it goes back to Liam Sharp for 2 issues, and it goes to Nat Jones again, and I don't know.
Nat Jones started to draw a one shot or miniseries called Young Blood Zombies, and I got like a page or two from it in a cover, and it looks really cool. Like really like this is obviously when zombies were all the rage.
You know, I picked up today. I wanted to ask you this. Major X number 2 or 3, and it was Brent Peoples. Peebles.
Yeah, Brent Peebles drew like 2, 4, and 5, I think.
It's pretty good, man. I don't know who
It's not bad.
I don't remember
His
his name from. I remember his name from something, but I can't really place it.
his commission work looks better than those issues, but like he did a pretty good job with those issues. I don't know how he got hired. I guess Liefeld liked his artwork somewhere and said, "Hey, you can do 3 out of the 6 issues, which is an amazing amount of work."
Right.
Was it 5 or 6?
I thought Wills did one issue,
Wills
right?
did issue 3, and it's incredible looking.
Mhm.
And then Liefeld drew 1 and 5. So I guess Peebles drew 2, Wills drew 1, Liefeld drew 2.
Okay. And then there is a zero.
Right, which is 8 new pages, and then it reprints Wolverine 156 and
Yeah.
7, something like
It's
that.
funny. I got zero. I saw zero. I got zero a month ago in like a dollar bin, and zero. But I got the zero variant, and then today I got number
Which variant?
two variant. It's just a different Liefeld, and
Okay,
it's heavily colored.
because the
But
other variant,
I want the first one. I want the first one.
because
I
the
need the
other
regular cover.
zero is the other issue 0 variant is Ed Piskor.
Oh yeah, I would see that. Yeah, I would like that.
Yeah,
I would like that. I don't know which turtles this is.
it looks like a more detailed version of Sophie Campbell's.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. This the scaling on it's pretty kind of nuts. Very reptilian.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize how big the bandanas are. It's really interesting the flourishes that people might do stuff plus and minus. That's really fun.
yeah. Those hands are
Oh,
all indicative of Sophie Campbell. Like
yeah, that
they
makes
look
sense.
like her.
Here's something I don't know. Let's just kind of scan this Superman 2025 announcement. I'm not sure if that means if that's going to be David Corn Sweat, Classic
Right.
Bizarro, Eradicator. I don't know if I saw. Uh, Let me see if I saw anything
Strange Lives of
else.
Superman. Is that the 50s? I think you have ones up ahead that I think it's that
Oh
one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see, Classic Deathstroke. So that's probably a Perez. So some of these I don't remember. I don't really remember seeing. Um, yeah. So there's Jade, Bizarro, Classic, Superman. Eradicator's like looks too bulky though, right? What's he doing?
His face looks like Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, what are you doing? That's too much.
Hey yo, Superman.
I don't remember this. Hal Jordan armor suit, Return of Superman. I don't remember that looking like that.
I guess that's when it's probably like in 3 panels, dude. Like it's
Yeah,
Return of Superman. That's when Cyborg Superman is revealed to be working alongside Mongol, right? Superman comes
yeah,
back in the black costume.
yeah. This Cyborg Superman looks too big too. I don't know what they're doing. These are very big because Cyborg Superman was Superman. I mean, that's the way Jurgens drew it. It just was literally Superman's face. It was
Yeah,
part of Superman's face. That's what made it really kind of disconcerting because you're like, he's not drawing it any different than a Jurgen Superman. And you're just like, I don't know what that is. What a good I mean, listen, I mean, John Henry Irons is a Superman, right? But
right.
Superboy, you weren't really sure what you kind of knew what Superboy was as a construct, but Eradicator and between Eradicator and Cyber Superman, like you suspected them in some fashion to be. I don't think I ever would have suspected Cyborg Superman to be a villain. You know what I mean? I think they did a pretty good job there. Again, man, there was something this week. Crap, I forget what it was. There was something this week. Was it Jed McKay? I want to say the new X-Men. There's an X-Men trade put out that's coming out, and the Amazon like listing kind of just spoils the next like two storylines Jed
Oh,
McKay's
geez.
doing. So I'm not going to report on that. But it's sort of weird. Like you're not going to make Azrael giant, right? It's weird. Mr. Miracle is fine. The Sandman. I don't know what Sandman they're doing here. I'm not sure because it's weird. It's like the color scheme of like the new Riley Rossimo. I don't know. I don't know, but I'll see what it looks like. I don't feel like
Yeah,
I've seen a really good one yet because I think when DC directed one, it was like fat Wesley Dodds. He's like, meh. Like it didn't look great, so don't care. But I wouldn't mind a Sandman. I don't know. That's a pretty cool guy, Gardner.
yeah,
This I don't know. We talked about this. I don't know what this Mr. Terrific is. That you might
yeah.
be
I'm
right.
I'm
That may
drawing.
be the first couple appearances. But like, does anyone clamoring is like, you know what? I don't want the new fantastic Mr. Terrific, one of the best costume designs ever. Let me not do that. Let me get the early version of it where it's not that good. I need that figure. Shara is always good. Hawkgirl's
Yeah,
always good. And there's your
yeah. I'm
First
I'm
Swan.
digging that. Yeah, I love. red kryptonite Superman. What's funny
I guess
is
you're gonna have
it,
hands there. You're gonna
yeah,
have different hands
for
there.
once, the extra set of hands is that really worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really neat looking. I like there was an episode of Super Friends when we were kids, and the superheroes went to the Wizard Oz. So Superman turns into
All
the
right.
lion from the Wizard of Oz. So that was always kind of like my first vision of like Superman as a lion. It was really awesome.
No, that's about right. Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, definitely have lots of heads. But even this head, like, he's got like a you need more hair. Yeah. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
a little bit.
I mean, again, a lot of these could be once they're in full form, like they may look fatter because these are kind of just computer designs, right?
Yeah.
But that's a gaunt Jim Lee or a Jay Lee. That's a gaunt Jay Lee Superman, Batman Superman. Yeah. So Jada had a pretty cool boost. Some of the Mega Mans, I don't care about that, but I kind of really liked this Frosty the Snowman package design is awesome. Like an old TV.
Happy
That
birthday.
is so good. That's cool, man. That's really good. And I
Yeah,
don't know, that Tony the Tiger, like that Tony the Tiger design is like great. Great. I'm
they're
not even doing it on
great.
purpose. I'm not even doing it on
Let me do
purpose.
it. Well, gee, Fred, Barney. I'm just gonna go through all
Uh,
my.
I can't think about cereal anymore because I can't have dairy because I'm old now. I can't have dairy like at
Oh, come
all.
on, no oat milk
Even
or any of
like
that.
nah, even like lactate. I had like a lactate. I think I had Fruity Pebbles like or no, I
Gives.
had Frosted Flakes like about 3 weeks ago because I always get it
Oh,
for.
Mark, does it give you the poops?
It was not good. It was just not good. I was
Oh,
not feeling
Mark,
it. Look at how crazy. So that's good, man. Good,
it
good
is.
job. Good job.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah, this we've covered some of these before. This was kind of the best first, I guess. Again, McFarlane, let me do this. Let me show you this. And maybe they might have a variant cape on this one. I think
Dude, he is. Mark
potentially.
Farland's got to pump them out. You know, it's funny. Those Jada toys, like they're the ones who got the rights for Invincible. So it's
All
like
right.
McFarlane must have been like, "Come on, Kirkman, let me do it. I'll
I don't know,
draft
but
you.
I don't know
I'll
how
arm wrestle
much.
you for it."
I don't know how much communication they have. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing is that there's so many moving parts with a lot of these things. Like how much communication are they really having? So. These are always like $80, but and that's funny. I didn't know this, but this is like your favorite. This is Godzilla 2000. So
Yeah,
they're
that's like
doing a
one of my favorites. Like I had that toy, not
look at
this
that,
toy in
dude.
particular, but a toy of this Godzilla. It's like,
Yeah, I have a NECA of that, and it's the best. Really good, super super good design. Super good, super 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 good design. Um, I wish this wasn't like really expensive because it's like you know, they have like I guess like big postcards. I guess as big as the box, right? So I'm not sure how big that box is, but I think it's like $170 or something. It's a lot, But if you look at this, like, you have
Mark,
like,
you know, the 30th anniversary is today.
oh, is that right?
I think it was March 30th, 1990.
Where did you see it at AMC 8 in Deptford?
I did. I did.
I saw it
Which
that
I mean,
weekend.
technically, Milligan, if he saw it, because today's Milligan's birthday. We're recording this on the 30th.
Mm.
So it's like, happy birthday, Brian. You can see the first Turtles movie, which is a lot of fun. Like, and
So
that
great.
soundtrack was like half good.
Sam Rockwell. It's still good. It's still really good. Oh, I could it's still,
No, there's some good stuff on that soundtrack. I like that movie a lot. There's somebody's got one of the heads and it's almost like disintegrated down to nothing. It's just a fright show now.
oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Like what's left. And you know what, you got to respect it because they got the Henson company to while Jim Henson was still alive to do these character designs.
Yeah, there's
They did
some
all the
really weird freeze frames. So, you ever see the freeze frames of like where you see the people inside?
no, that's funny though.
There's two or three parts of the movie where they like there's one where they're laughing and like when he tilts his head back, you can just see like someone's face inside there. It's horrifying. Yeah, we just looked that up. It's horrifying.
That's funny.
Um, but what's funny? After I saw it, and then after I started reading, I guess Fantastic Four, I'm just like, hey, the Thing goes out in like a trench coat, just like Raphael does. Like it's not that different, and it's funny
No,
because like those guys are literal like Kirby, which I
yeah,
never saw when I was younger. They were like, "We love Kirby." I'm like, "You do?" Because I don't understand what you're talking about. Like you do, but I see that now. I can understand now.
yes, yeah,
Um, I have a I got it recently. I grabbed a Thor anniversary issue. I think it was 700 or something. Eastman does like a 6-page Thor backup. Did you ever see
yeah,
that?
yeah. I
It's
did,
crazy. It's really cool looking.
dude. I
Yeah.
love Eastman. Like every time he pops up doing anything, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, it's
Please.
really cool. That's really neat. But yeah, but they're actually
This scene looks perfect. Like that looks like just looks right out of the movie.
like just
You
like but
know?
but I just think it's funny that they're giving you kind of like dioramas backgrounds because a lot of stuff, I mean, when you watch it, like it's yeah, that's so crazy. That's so cool
So what's
looking.
funny is in this movie we get that scene with them in the trench coat and the hat, and then Jim Henson does the designs for the Thing in the Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie, which has a scene where he's in the trench coat and the hat.
Yeah, right. Here's yeah, we have to have variant cover month.
Every month.
So I have always hated Impossible Man. I always hated Impossible Man.
I agree with you, Mark. Here's why I hate him. Because first off, he's just annoying. But here's why. Because when I was a kid, getting my first couple of comics, my grandmom took me out, and we were looking for Transformer comics, but it hadn't come out yet. And she's like, "Well, pick another comic book." So I see an issue of Spider Woman. I'm like, "Ah, there's Spider Man." But if I get this issue of Spider Woman, Spider Man's in it. So I get
Mm.
Spider Man and Spider Woman in the same comic. And then I read it. Guess what, Mark? It's not Spider Man. It's Impossible Man as Spider Man on the cover. And I felt so ripped
Uh,
off as a kid.
yeah, there you go. You're burned immediately.
I was burned immediately.
Impossible Man's annoying. It basically. Do you think it's a Mr. Mxyzptlk
Yes,
takeoff?
it's
Yeah, it's just
100% a
it's an
Mr.
imp,
Mixie.
right?
Imp from
It's
another dimension who could do anything and turn into anything.
but
It probably was like interesting in the FF when he originally showed up. Like as a kid in the 60s, I can imagine that's really entertaining. It's like, oh,
but
it's Marvel's
who
version.
created that though?
Is it a Stan Lee Kirby thing?
I don't think so. I think it's probably like a Rich Buckler, Steve Englehart thing. We'll I'm gonna put it in there.
Put
I'm
it in
gonna
there, Mark.
put it in.
And here's the other reason I always hate Impossible Man, and it goes back to McFarlane. Because McFarlane, when he was drawing his Adjectiveless Spider-Man book, issue 15 was supposed to be a wacky McFarlane being funny comic with Impossible Man,
Oof.
Toxic Avenger, Nightcat. Do you remember this at all being like
No,
talked about in an interview?
holy
Yeah.
crap!
He was going to be like the worst
Nightcat.
issue ever. Nightcat. He was actually going to have
Is it gonna
Nightcat
be
in
like
it.
an assistant editor's month, like which was like the
Something.
on purpose like bad month?
But McFarlane hurt his hand in like a baseball accident. So he had to drop out, and then they gave it to Larson and did that incredible Beast issue.
Yeah.
So it's like, did McFarlane ever write it? Draw any of it? Is any of it done? Like, were there any plans at all? It's
Yeah,
one of
there
those
was
things like
something.
I gotta
There,
ask him because all
there
we got was the X-Force issue, and then that was it. No more McFarlane Spider-Man.
that was it. Yeah, and it's weird that what were you saying this week? You said that this week you heard a Christopher Priest interview and he was talking about like the Crucible 2, which was like the Red Circle Impact comic Archie characters,
Being
and
published
that
by DC.
reposed by DC that was
Joe
supposed to have like a
Quesada,
sequel.
yeah, with Mark Waid writing it, Joe Quesada doing layouts, and Dave Cockrum penciling it. I'm
The
like,
heck?
I'm like, what? That's amazing. And then DC is like, nah, we don't want to do this anymore. Which is a shame because I liked those Impact books at the time.
Yeah, there was all it was Wade, Augustin, Grant Meme, Tom Lyle,
Yeah. You know what it was,
Mike
Mark?
Paraback.
Even though I was new to comics, I wanted something new for me. I
Mm.
wanted like Larson talks about when he got into comics, he got Nova right away, and that was his favorite character. Dan Slott talks about when he got into comics, he got into Moon Knight. So like you and I got into comics, I'm like, well, where's my number one? Where's my thing?
Mm.
You know? And then of course it ended up being Image. Image ended up
Right.
being my thing.
Yeah. That
I
was
mean,
before Image.
Impact was almost it. Yeah. This is like 90 or 89. That stuff started hitting.
Yeah.
But it was
But
fun.
yeah, but I had all number ones, and then I'm trying to think, it was Rich Burchett did Black Hood, and it had I think
Yes.
Chaykin covers. I think Chaykin did one or two covers. Uh, yeah, it was nuts. The Fly was Paraback.
I was so
Um,
excited when I found like old Red Circle comics from the 80s, and then I found older Red Circle comics from the 60s. I'm like, this is great. I couldn't believe like I had such a fascination with non-Marvel DC characters.
the '80s Red Circle stuff was like literally like Alex Toth covers, Greg Morrow interiors, Rudy Nebris interiors. He did the Fly exteriors. Then they went into Blue Ribbon, blue. Yeah, then they had like Blue Ribbon. Sarge Steel.
Yeah, Sarge
Sarge.
Steel.
Yeah, I got something weird that we need to do like a quick like markdown. I have a $10 spoilers. I have a $10 markdown. $10. I spent $10 at this comic shop. And I got this book, I swear to God, is from a different dimension. I swear to God.
Like Solid Blood.
So, like Solid Blood, exactly. Because I even put the ad, they have an ad in the comic, and they're like, you know all these characters? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, how about this character? I'm like, I don't fucking know this character. Like they have an ad for the book that I'm looking at in it. It's a 12 cent. It's a 12 center. And I'm like, what the hell is this book? I got it for $3.
It's like
Spoilers.
almost getting that Century comic in the 60s by what the heck was his name?
It was something. It was Artie Rosen. I
It
think
was Artie
it
Rosen
was
and
Artie Simic and Sam Rosen. They just combined the names.
yeah.
Which for like, I think they ran an article.
Sam, was it Sam Rosen? Was it just Sam Rosen, I think?
No, I think it was something. I think it was Sam. No, I think it was the combination of the
It
two.
was a combination of two names. It was like Artie Rosen, right?
Yeah. I think you're right. It might be Sam Rosen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it sounded like it's correct. So you're like, there's some validity
Like,
to that, like it
yeah.
was like when they first put the story out, I'm picking them up here and there. I grabbed one today. I grabbed an issue of Century today.
Oh yeah.
So it's weird. I'm getting them in all different orders, and I was trying to see if they have a good trade for that. I don't remember them ever putting a trade out for that. I don't know. I don't
They
remember
did
them
put out a
ever putting it
trade,
out.
and I feel like it didn't have all the covers in it because that's the first thing I look at in a trade.
Mm.
Because you have the Century miniseries, which is Century 1 through 6, and then you had like four one shots that went
And then
along
the
with it.
Void. Yeah.
You had a second
No, it's
Century
connected.
miniseries.
Oh, that was
What?
JRJR. Yeah.
That was
No,
JRJR.
the first Century Mystery I think was five, and then the sixth one was like Century versus the Void or something like that.
Right, right.
But then between five and six, they had a bunch of one shots.
And it's all the one shots are different artists, but like the regular series is beautiful. Jay Lee and
Yeah.
Jose Villaruba
Mm.
uh, coloring it.
Yeah.
Right, and then after I think that's it for Jenkins, right? And then it goes to like Jeff Parker does a miniseries, Age of Century. That's phenomenal.
That's
That's
Nick
really good
Dragata.
stuff.
I have that.
Yeah,
I own that. Yeah, that's really good. And then the JRJR did the second series, but that was
it's not as good. It's a little dark.
nah. It's really big JRJR. He's doing his Superman pre-Superman. He didn't draw Superman like that. He didn't draw Superman like that. That's what was weird about it.
You know, the story about Century is it was it was Paul Jenkins, Rick Veitch idea for Tundra. They were going to do a book for Tundra together.
Oh
And Rick
shit.
Veitch went and did all these designs for Century in the 50s, Century in the 60s, Century in the 70s. Um, and then I guess it never happened because Tundra collapsed.
Right. Right.
And I guess Paul Jenkins just assumed since it was his initial idea, it was his idea. And he just went and took it to Marvel. And
Oh, you're frozen. Oh, let me pause recording. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, my whole thing with Impossible Man is I feel like it was always like it always seemed like when the specials came out, the covers were always good. Half the covers for Impossible Man were like Michael Golden covers or something. So it looked attractive, but inside I'm just like I feel like I bought a couple of them. It's so weird when I think about money now and money back then. I was like, why would I waste my money on like an Impossible Man one shot? But I think I did, you
maybe it
know?
was a fifth week. They're like, there's not a lot coming out this week. And I think they probably did that. Just like, hey, I got money from chores or whatever, picking up money from the bottom of the public pool. I want to buy some comics, and all we got is Impossible Man this week because it's a fifth week.
Yeah, I never liked Impossible Man. Never really liked Mr. Mxyzptlk, and then but Ambush Bug I thought was interesting. I always thought like it was. I wanted to know what that was. So that was like the Keith Giffen like
Well, yeah,
almost
if
like almost pre Deadpool. You know what I mean? Like in a way, like where it was very meta.
yeah, he broke the fourth wall. Plus, that was Keith Giffen. If Keith Giffen was writing Impossible Man, maybe we would have got something better.
Right. Yeah, I
So
have to look up to see who what like how that all came about. But
it
the
just
only
this just seems boring.
no one's nostalgic for Impossible Man. That's the thing.
No,
This was the only one that I saw. I'd see if and I couldn't find a better res of this. Hopefully, I can find a better resolution before I put this up. But this is basically just a straight up like Thor versus like Hulk cover, and then
right?
just like a
Is this
tiny. Impossible Man, and it's Nick Klein. So,
Yeah, first off, the Nick Klein of this cover is just ridiculously incredible. But Impossible Man controlling the Hulk like he's a car, is that a commentary on Otley and Otley and Donny Cates run? Because he like Starship Hulk?
yeah, I doubt it. I doubt Nick Klein's thinking
You
about
doubt they're
that.
thinking? All right.
Nah, because I feel like, well, those guys, no, because I think Nick Klein did the Donny Cates Thor run. So,
Which they fought.
oh, is that true? I don't know about that.
Yeah, Donny Cates was writing both. They had a Thor Hulk fight.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant that Donny Cates and Nick Klein fought.
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
Thor and Hulk fought. Thor and Donny Cates' run on both books.
I don't know.
All right.
Maybe it might have gotten. I kind of phased out during that time. So,
No.
um,
No.
so this was on Liam Sharp's Substack. This is going to be in the, I believe it's the next issue of Savage Sword of Conan. And then there was he had on his Instagram this week that he said that he talked to them. He's having a great time talking to Titan and created the Heroic Signatures people, and they contracted him to do a third story. So I think this is a story he had for a bit, and then I think it was being negotiated through Marvel, and then it never happened, and then just thought we thought he would never publish it because I have some art in one of his art books. Some of this is going to be duplicate for me. That's okay.
Right.
Listen, you know what I mean? It's no problem. And again, with the Savage Sword of Conan, the actual physical, it's like a really like textury newsprint. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's for dollar. That's the most bang for your buck. 6.99. It's like usually the main story is 50 pages, and there's like a 10-page backup story. Then there's uh, like a really nice cover. Usually there's two covers. I just wish that when they put their I was looking at their trade yesterday at a shop, and they have the trade and they have the covers in the back, but the covers are in black and white. Like I feel like they should have done an insert where they just had nothing but like color covers back, like just
Yeah.
do that.
No, I get it.
It's a bummer, but so I
Yeah,
don't
especially
know.
because it doesn't make a difference cost-wise if you're printing color or printing black and white. It's the same amount. So you're not.
Well, yeah, I think it would just they would have to put those on glossy. Like I think at the back because like again this the textured paper that they're using, it's like it's not quite newsprint. It's not see through.
Mm,
Um,
I would still like to see an
not
experiment of
coated.
that being. You'll have to show me. You have to
Yeah,
show me that next time I come over.
yeah. But I love just the amount of detail, and I know that he has an
His,
amazing time with this. So
yeah,
that's insane.
this is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's
He's great.
insane.
He's a great Conan artist.
Yeah, this design I thought was really good. So this is a new and I don't know about this. I feel like there's this the Spider-Man versus Venomverse series is Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom, not Matt Broom, Matt Groom with a G.
Okay.
Um, but I kind of love this design. I like actually, I kind of love this design. This is through Luciano Vecchio. It's a 5 issue
Okay.
limited series, but it's Kyle Higgins. I don't really know, but Kyle Higgins is a big fan of like Ultraman and stuff. So
Yes. I mean,
this,
Radiant Black is a tip of the hat to some of that stuff.
yeah, and it's like Power Rangers and Ultraman, so I don't know. I actually I don't know too much about this, but I feel like I usually really get really tired when I'm like, hey, here's a new Spider-Man thingy, and I'm like, blah. But it seems like they're doing the right stuff. And like he said, as I rewatch episodes and post Japanese Spider-Man, it's happened into that and the body language, and I think there's some good homage in that in his face and stuff. It looks like
Yeah.
he looks like the Japanese Spider-Man.
No, that looks neat.
Just a really tight design, really nice. Hmm. Very good. Thank you. I will take it. 5 issue series. I'm sure they have. I think they have a bunch of things. This was announced like 2 years ago. I don't know, and I may have to pre-order this because I don't. I just feel this is the wrong price, even though I saw it on lots of stuff. And now that this is off of PenguinRandomHouse.com, and then they don't sell direct, so they show you where you can go. It's not quite up on like discount comics, whatever, InStockTrades.com, all that stuff. It's not there yet, but I don't know. I might
That's
want
cool. You can get it at Hudson Bookseller. So on your way to the airport, just grab a
to.
10-pound book.
Right. Let me grab, but it's 1 through 50. And then first comics. Well, what's so funny is like this book was so weird. First off, this book issue 4 was like canceled. like having the original books, it would be really cool to have because when you have the original books, they have the letters page, and it also came out really weird. If you look to see when it came out, he was still drawing Legion of Superheroes at that time.
Okay.
So like, and when he did first issue special, it was like 2 years or 3 years before Warlord one. So Warlord one, two, three came out, and then I believe four is just 2 pages of, hey, let me tell you a story, and then they just reprint first issue special eight, which is almost a completely different art style for Mike Grell.
I
Um,
do you feel like Warlord already has James Gunn's attention? I feel like in the
I
second,
don't
I
know.
feel like that's something he would do a movie of.
It'd be fine by me. I don't know. I don't know if it can translate. Is there a Warlord? I gotta look to see if they did a Warlord like Brave and the Bold or anything like that. I feel like they might have done that, and I might have missed it.
I feel like you are correct. He
Yeah,
definitely showed up somewhere animated.
yeah. I gotta look at some stuff. I find it interesting. They've messed around with him here and there. I've seen. I think he showed up pretty recently in Titans or something, but he was barely in it. I don't know. He would work well in the new in 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 the new Aquaman series Jeremy Adams is doing. So,
Yeah, he
but
would.
again, I don't feel, and it's also kind of weird. I looked on DC app; it's not on there, and I found a pirated Amazing World of DC Comics, which is basically their Foom.
Yes.
Essentially, it was their fanzine. But I wanted to kind of go through that because I feel like I looked at something recently, and I'm like, that book never came out. I would like to kind of do that with that and see like what projects never came out. That would be kind of fun. So I know
Yeah,
a lot
you
of
think
that stuff
something
didn't
like the
come out.
Amazing World of DC Comics would be fun on their app. That'd be something people would really go
Like
to.
Marvel Age, yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh,
people like they made an omnibus of Marvel Age. That's how much people love Marvel Age.
yeah, Marvel Age
Yeah.
is funny. I bought a Marvel Age today because it was a Marvel Age previewing Iron Wars 2, and it's an exclusive John Romita Jr. cover on
Oh, that's
there.
nice. Yeah.
And there was something else recently I got. There was a Daredevil issue of Marvel Age that I got that was an exclusive cover to uh, a JRJR Daredevil run. So,
I love that you
like,
keep saying exclusive covers. It's just
exclusive.
no, because no, Marvel Age had beautiful new covers by
Uh-huh.
artists that they weren't for the actual comic.
They weren't the
Liefeld had an
comic, they went
X-Force
for
cover.
trade. Yeah, I got
Liefeld
that.
had, McFarlane had a Spider-Man cover,
I
which
don't have that. Yeah.
he then repurposed that and turned it into a black costume Spider-Man for number 13. Like he just used that same pose and made a black costume Spider-Man. Did you
Oh,
know
is that
that?
right? No.
Yes. Yeah, looking at that McFarlane Spider-Man
Isn't that Spider-Man
Marvel
1
Age.
again or no?
No, no, it's the Marvel Age cover.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, it might be in the Spider-Man 13. The cover homages Spider-Man 1, black
Right.
costume.
Oh, okay.
But inside, I don't know if it's 13 or 14, Spider-Man's pose in the black costume is the Marvel Age cover pose.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay. I thought you meant that the Spider-Man 13 is a Marvel Age homage.
No,
So
no,
I
no.
see.
It's Spider-Man 13 is Spider-Man 1 homage. Right.
But Warlord, if you go back, was it called Savage Earth or Savage World? He was trying to do a strip. He was trying to do uh like a Tarzan strip. He wanted it in United Feature Syndicate and all that stuff, and it didn't go. So it was basically like a failed pitch there, because I have the Mike Grell like book he put out a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and it's like all interviews and stuff, and it's like a ton of that work. The Savage World, something like that. I don't know, but that's good. This was what company's putting this out? So here's a new Grant Morrison thing, Captain Clyde. I don't know who that is, and I couldn't tell this is coming out from. It's like Grant Morrison, and then this other person who I don't know.
So this is what a Captain Clyde is a Grant Morrison character from the 70s that he had done for like a local thing.
I think so. Yeah, he also
Okay.
drew.
Which Grant Morrison can draw. He drew me a picture of Batman once. Um, to which he tried to make a snide remark about being better than Liefeld, and Frank quietly looked at him and shook his head no.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know what this is, Captain Clyde. It just looks like
It's a Scottish local, whatever.
everyman. Yeah, it just looks like an everyman. Then there's like an that character's DJET, so it's like a Guyver type of alien thing. Don't know.
Etienne Gaboabo. I don't know him.
Don't know. Again,
Okay.
this could be more of a situation where it's like the Grant Morrison stuff that we don't read or can't access. Like we were talking earlier about the he had a book for like an Indian publisher, right?
Yes, he had a bunch of 13 Worlds.
I think that sounds right. Yeah,
I think it's it. And it's you try to read it and get into it because I'm willing to embrace everything, about such a, we love Graham Morrison, but like it was just so in depth. And I think the one of the beginning books of it was a lot of script, like a lot of
hmm.
it's like here's a page of
Just text.
words, just
Yeah,
text, and here's a painting, and you're like, this is so. Graham Morrison,
yeah. We don't
you're a
do
better
that.
comic writer than you are a book writer.
Wasn't there like a couple issues of? Didn't he have an issue of that as in his Batman run that was like that? Wasn't there like an issue?
I
It was
feel
like,
like there was, and it like killed me.
yeah, it was really. Yeah, we can't do it.
There's a reason you like comic, and I read Super Gods. I read his actual novel, but that's a commentary on superheroes, so that's more
It's commentary and there's bite-sized
nonfiction.
chapters. Yeah, and it's
Yes,
like so it's a little bit different. And I think there is a different like referenced art in there. So I don't know. We'll see. I was at a store yesterday, and I did look at this. So basically, Martian Manhunter #1, which I thought was really good. We'll talk about that in reviews day. But um, they were mentioning that you're not going to get the same feel from it in digital because essentially, like the last two pages basically are these. That's the second last page and last page. So if you held it up, it did that. You know, which is cool.
which
I
is
feel like for digital they should just do a version of that. They didn't, you know. Maybe they will for digital trades or something. I feel like they should just do one, two, and then this, or I guess to show a bit of both. Because what do we got? Well, that's barely, you know, you can affect that,
yes.
So, but hey, listen, um, the shop I was at yesterday up in Doylestown, PA, he did pretty good on Batman. And he did pretty good on this, but Flash was sitting. His absolute Flash was not moving at all. He had a lot of copies of that.
Well, there's no real talk about that. Everyone's talking about Martian Manhunter.
Hmm.
Obviously, everyone's talking about Batman. Nobody was talking about the Flash.
Yeah,
You and I talked about it last week, and we give it our thumbs up. Awestruck approved. We liked it.
I still feel that both of these, the Absolute Universe and the Ultimate Universe, are exactly the same. They don't feel like they're the same world. I don't know where this fits. This doesn't feel this. This feels kind of closer probably to Absolute Batman, but Absolute Flash could be a completely separate world. Uh,
It's
you
it's
know,
in the desert, not near the city or South America or West. I
yeah.
mean, I keep saying this to you every week when you say it's not. It's different worlds. I'm like, Mark, our world is a bunch of different worlds.
I don't know. I just feel like it's you. I think I'm spoiled because I feel like we grew up with like the Stanley universe of like everything's Manhattan, like everything we're all together. Someone's flying by, or even when we started reading where it was, like McFarlane or Larson, or I think Larson would do it quite a lot in the McLeany Larson run, and someone just be flying by, or the New
Yes.
Warriors would be there or something, and even through Bagley, everyone would just kind of show up or show up for a little
Yeah,
bit.
everything was pretty central to Manhattan.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right. Everyone was right there, so everyone would cross over.
yeah. So this was it. This was on Bleeding Cool, and I thought this was kind of funny. So the Diamond stuff, basically, this other media conglomerate bought it. You texted me because you thought it was Alliance Game Distributors, where I used to work at, which was like a sister company for
Yeah,
Diamond. They got sold to like a Canadian company. I think they're still going. But I call complete and total bullshit on this story because this store practically is going out of business all the time, all the time. So they don't have any capital to possibly do this. I think the only reason this is in a really bad part of Philadelphia, it's barely Philadelphia, it's past Kensington. There's a lot
oof.
of like there's zombies walking around. I mean, this is a bad part of Philadelphia. Not to mention that the store is ridiculously disorganized. It's rough
I
in
mean, the
there.
parking lot has barbed wire, so
It's rough in there, dude. It is rough. It's rough in there. And this is if and again, it is in an unbreakable and glass. Uh, but it is rough. It's a rough store.
it's the store where they filmed it.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
where they
that's the
filmed
store
Unbreakable.
where they're pushing where he's pushing Mr. Glass, and he kept like knocking stuff over, and the guy's yelling at him and stuff. But like the store hasn't been updated like ever, and the back issues are all over the place, and things are way overpriced, or it's just a mess. It's really difficult in there. So I don't believe the story for like a second. They just put this in to maybe, I guess, be on a website. I mean, could I have put in a bid for $75 and would I have a
Then you'd have
ad?
a story to tell.
Maybe I should have. Maybe that'd be on Bleeding Cool.
You know, one time, Mark, I can't believe I did this. You're a big Superman fan, obviously, and this is eBay probably circa 2008, and I had a couple dimes to spend together. I didn't have kids yet, and Action Comics #1 was on eBay,
Hmm.
and I'm like, just for the hell of it, I bid on it in like the $50,000 range, you know, because I knew it was selling for 100,000, but I
Right, right,
just
right.
wanted to be the high bidder for like 5 minutes,
Oh
you
my
know.
God.
I know, I
That's so
would have had to
scary.
like, I would have had to do something. Yeah, yeah, but I knew it wasn't gonna. I knew it wasn't selling for 50,000. If I could have got that book at 50,000, I would have moved heaven and hell to get $50,000 to get that book.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
50,000, I would never spend that kind of money on a comic book today. I don't want to spend $50 on a comic book today.
Right,
But
right,
at
right.
that point, pre-kids, like to have Action Comics #1, it's only gone up in value. That book today, probably $500,000, $800,000
Right, right,
dollars.
right. Yeah.
You know, that would have been an investment of all investments. I would have went like crazy to get it. You know,
Yeah, the only thing on eBay that I lost that
why do you need this
I,
home ec,
I should
sir?
have
A
pushed.
comic book?
I don't make a lot of credit for a comic book investment. Well, that's not a bad investment technically.
It actually would have been a phenomenal
Yeah.
investment.
Right. Yeah. There was a Starman page, and I kind of remember which page it was, and I think I max bid at 200 or 250 or something like that. And it went for 400, so at least it didn't go for like 251. I hate that when sometimes you bid on something and it goes for like a dollar more, and you're like,
Yes.
God damn it! Like,
Yeah.
someone just went in and did like a max bid right after you,
Yeah, but you don't
right
know what
after
that guy,
you.
yeah, sells for a dollar more, but like he could have had three, four, $500 bid up. You don't
Right.
know. If
Yeah, you
somebody
don't know.
wants something, guess
Yeah.
what? They get it.
Yeah. This we talked a couple times this week about this, and we just are just befuddled by this whole thing. Other than there's two pieces of the story, right? So Graham Nolan comes out against Absolute Bane and Absolute Batman, and I saw other reports that people don't like this. What don't you like about this? So listen, if you like Ultimate Batman, if you like Absolute Batman, Ultimate Batman, then what wouldn't you like about this?
It's supposed to be different, and he's
It's not
huge.
that
It's
different.
no, it's not that different. But like, I don't understand what they're complaining about.
Look, if Batman's going to be this big, and
Bane needs to be bigger.
yeah, I mean and listen, I think I worked the stats. I'm trying to remember. I think I put it in the group chat when we were fighting. We were on the big group chat, and I was like, Bane is not. It's he's. I think he's like 6'11" and 450 pounds. Like the regular, supposedly Graham Nolan, the co-creator, right? Which is a one shot. Which there's no signature Bane Graham Nolan picture. I don't care if you're the co-creator. If you're the co-creator, he is the co-creator. Wait, didn't Eduardo Barreto do Vengeance of Bane? Hmm. I thought Eduardo Barreto did a Vengeance of Bane #1, did the first one. Graham Nolan, I think, might have did the second one, but maybe he designed it.
Maybe he
Anyway,
did yeah, that happens.
the one thing that I know about is that basically the Graham Nolan Bane, I'm struggling to put in what my brain is, right? The Bane I'm thinking of is the big hulking Bane standing, looming, who does look like it's a Kelly Jones cover for Nightfall. Looks like he's 8 feet tall. Okay. And that's disproportioned. That's a
Yeah.
disproportioned head. That's a disproport but that's Kelly Jones.
Bane
So
did
that's
Bane
fine.
not become popular until Nightfall? I was
Correct.
aware of Bane, but I wasn't.
He's just like Doomsday. He was created basically for this, I believe. Like, because I don't feel like he didn't have multiple appearances. He had Vengeance of Bane #1, and then I feel like he was just in Nightfall. There wasn't appearances in between. Zero.
So within a year, you got Kelly Jones drawing the
And
heck
Sam
out of him,
Keith.
drawing him, and
Yeah.
Sam Keith drawing him like the Hulk, Batman's
Right.
version of the Hulk. And
Right.
I think this picture is awesome. It's almost
Yeah.
disturbing how thick those tubes are. Look how thick that tube is going into his head.
Yeah.
That is so Batman and
Look.
Robin Bane,
Yeah.
like
Exactly. So
where
like you.
Robin gently taps it with his foot and it comes out.
Right. And then he even so the weird thing about this is that, so he's saying how ridiculous it is, and I'm like, the image that I have in my head is probably the same as yours, is the Jim Aparo break. Is the Jim Aparo that, with him just
Oh yeah,
throwing him down. Or the cover where,
he
his back is 60% of the cover, like this,
yes, he is
and
hunched
then he's
over.
and he's breaking his back. Like, I mean, come on, like, you like, that was not realistic. So I don't know what it is about.
But also all media makes him this big. Every cartoon appearance,
Yeah,
every you know what I mean?
The Arkham Asylum games and Justice games. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that's correct. But then it says, so he says it here. As designer and co-creator of Bane, this is a terrible abomination. So that was on Twitter and it went crazy or whatever. Is it the head? We can start there. Dot dot dot. Whatever. And then it says something like, oh, he also didn't agree with Dark Knight Rises version. Which, why wouldn't you agree with that version? What's wrong with
That
that
looks
version?
closer to what you probably drew.
That's more realistic,
It's realistic.
and it's exactly the drawing. Even with because I
With the
want to
coat,
say the
right?
Vengeance of Bane had the coat,
Yeah, I
right?
feel like you're right.
I feel like that was the original, right? And didn't like the of what Batman animated series. Why?
But then he approves of the animated stuff. He approves of that, which is a big version of Bane.
Uh,
What does he not like? Does he not like the little head?
I don't know.
Who
Well,
doesn't like a little head?
but then this is goofy because guess like this is what I thought was really weird. Then a couple days later, he comes out and flips it. Then he says like, oh, he says that he says, well, this is the comment got more views than he ever has or whatever, right? So then he says, after being asked counselly for my opinion of this version of Bane, I have an honest answer and broke X. I've been called everything from a has been to bitter and old. Yes, that's what I'm calling you. Correct. The last one may be accurate. Relax, just my opinion, which is fine. That's what we're supposed to be. That's what
No,
we're doing. That's
I
all our
agree with
business.
him.
All we're
With
doing.
him, that's all you and I do is our opinions.
Yeah.
Listen, you and I are not right or wrong. We're just our opinions. Or we are expressing what we would pay for, which makes
Yeah,
us
we
right.
we buy with our dollar. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way we feel about, like, hey, we want to promote this because we feel like this person's working really hard. There's no one working harder per se on design and concept than Nick Dragotta in the last 2 years. He's living and breathing this stuff. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
You never
And
look
it's
at his
like,
art and go like, you know what, this guy really phones it in. That's not a thing. I can name a handful of Graham Nolan stuff you may have phoned. Like, it's just flat. We can't really think of a signature Graham Nolan. What, Detective? What, 600, 700? I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. Nothing really blew me away. But then he goes on to say, look at all this stuff. Oh, then buy this book. Why get mad at me? You want to get even with me? Then buy this book. Tell your friends to get multiple copies. Prove me wrong, and then he'll get give the stars a huge royalty payday. So now he's like going. I don't know. It's weird. Like, he's going the other way. Too hard. Comes off goofy.
yeah, it comes off a little bit like, yeah. I wonder if his contract, does he get anything? Like if this book does sell a lot, does he get something? Liefeld gets a cut of Deadpool appearances in other comics.
Yeah, but I think that Liefeld deal is like 1 in a million. I feel like he got the last deal. Like,
I feel
I
like
don't think that when Doomsday shows up now in a Superman book, I don't think Jurgens makes money. I don't think so.
no.
Jurgens still does a good amount of Doomsday stuff
The
because,
thing with
again,
Liefeld is we don't know how many people got that Liefeld deal, and I bet you a handful of people did. It's just nothing ever hits like Deadpool. You know, there's a lot of big cardiac fans out there. Does Brett Blevins get a lot of Sleepwalker money if he shows up? You know, Mike Manley, does he get Dark Hulk money? Like these characters haven't really done anything.
well, I think those guys, yeah, I feel like the last two you just said, I believe they're all like Bob Budiansky straight. I don't think there's no co-creation. I don't think on that. Oh wait, Danny Fingeroth did
Um,
Darkhawk.
no,
You might be right.
a
That
writer,
Manly,
Marvel splits it up because Fabian Nicieza
hmm,
doesn't really deserve a cut of Deadpool. All he
right?
did was dialogue it, but he still gets 1 point. Marvel does a 5 point system. I think pencilers get 2 points, inkers get 2 points, or something like that. Writers get a point, or writers get 2 points, but a scripter gets 1 point. So when
Hmm.
Liefeld started inking, penciling, and plotting it, he was getting like 4 out of 5 points.
I see. Okay.
That's how he kind of described it to me.
Hmm.
So even if Bob Budiansky creates something completely, the artist who does that book still gets that point.
Oh, I see. Okay. Hey,
So yeah. So I wonder how many other deals are out there. Did Michelini get a Venom deal for that or a Carnage deal? I
I
hope he
hope
got a Carnage deal.
I hope he got a Venom deal. I feel like Michelini is much more. He's the creator of Venom. I understand that McFarlane gave some artistic to Venom, but I feel like it's almost like the Deadpool
He
stuff, like to a
Venom's
certain
almost like a
level.
Wol see, but Venom's like a Wolverine situation, like because he didn't create the black costume,
Right.
he didn't create the idea that it was an alien. He just created a dude the costume went on.
The dude behind the dude
Yeah.
behind the other dude. So
So I don't know. I don't know if Marvel argues that. Do you take that to court, or you just take what Marvel gives you, or does Marvel try to avoid court?
I never hear Michelini bitch, so I think
No,
he's all
I
right.
think he only bitches like he wants to be the originator. Is that what he called himself? He's the originator. But
Right.
like, you still didn't create the black costume.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
not. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like it's.
I don't want to take money away from the man. The man gave us some incredible, amazing Spider-Man books.
Yeah, but it's like okay, I created Ben Riley. Oh yeah, okay.
Did you?
You know what I
Did
mean?
you? But did you though? You put a name on a character that's already existed.
Who is right? Like, can you
That's
say Jurgens? I would love to interview Jurgens about that stuff. I don't know if there's been any deep dive in or like what happened because like pretty much as soon as he got Sensational Spider-Man, he was like kicked off of it, and then he went to go do Cap. So he didn't leave Marvel, but he was
no.
kicked out of the Spider-Man office. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy.
But that Cap run is great.
It's
His Thor
great.
run is great. His
Yeah.
Aquaman run, though brief, is great.
Who did the Aquaman run? Who
Him,
drew that?
Epting.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It's the post Eric Larson issues
That's right. And then what's kind of crazy about that?
with
And
with
then
Warlord.
that's right. Yeah.
Mwah.
But then I want to say, didn't Buziak do it too with Jackson Geis? And that was good too. That was like the
That was a
Lannis.
new run. That's when
That
Busey
was a
brought
new
in the
run.
Dweller, but that was after Rick Veitch's run. Rick Veitch had a new series. Didn't remember he had like the water hand.
Oh
Rick
yeah,
Veitch
yeah,
wrote it,
yeah.
and then Busey did it later.
Mm.
That's our memories.
I like
No
all that.
research.
No, I like. I mean, to me,
I like Kirk Jarvin in Aquaman. Like I just have
Time
always,
Inside.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. Time
I still
Inside. Kirk
Kirk.
Jarvin was it an X-Men annual, Uncanny X-Men annual? I got it recently, and that had the backup, which was kind of like
It has a black and white picture of Wolverine, right,
it's
with the
black, white, and
adamantium.
red. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like I feel like that's the black, white, and red
Yes.
prototype. Like that's
So
before Brendel Black, White, and Red. That's before any of these Black, White, and Red books.
Kirk
And then
Jarvin, he'd be a good interview just to know. I just want to know if he drew any of that Vanguard issue 8 that had
oh yeah,
Vanguard versus Pitt. Like I was
that's
really
right.
looking forward to that.
Yeah, I remember that cover. That was a ad, right?
That was an ad. Yeah, Kirk Jarvin was
Yeah,
going to do an issue Vanguard with Pitt.
that's nuts.
He was going to do a book for Image, like Monsters or something like that. I remember seeing the ad for it, but like I don't think it ever happened. I think he just disappeared after that.
He was the colorist on X Force One,
On what?
or that's Brad Venkata, because Brad Venkata colored or inked and colored the Kirk Jarvin Wolverine story.
Oh, okay.
So I get them a little mixed up because I know that Brad Venkata inked as well. So I think that most of the Kirk Jarvin stuff Brad Venkata touched as well.
Yeah, he
He
had a really
either inked
he
it or
had some
colored it or both.
he definitely had some nice Art Adams designs on some of his stuff. Like he was definitely looking at some Art Adams at one point.
Art Adams and Jim Lee together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like, there's a couple guys. We should do a whole show on Robert E. Brown, of Tom Tenney, of like any of these guys,
You
Mark
know, Robert Brown
Campos.
signed a Spider-Man pinup, Robert Black.
Yeah, that's right. I think right, right.
I think the pinups in the Sinister Six trade, the original Marvel trade for Sinister Six, just has a couple pinups in the back. Don't know why.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy,
one of them
man.
is by Robert Black. And it's like, this is Robert Brown. Are both a pen name?
Maybe, maybe. What was it? Cabin Boy. Could be Cabin Boy.
No, we know who Cabin Boy is.
Who was Cabin Boy again? I always forget. John Boy Myers?
John Boy Myers, yeah. No, he's not Cabin Boy. Yeah, Cabin Boy, right?
Or is that Ali Garza?
Ellie Gar John Boy Myers is Cabin Boy.
Okay.
Not the
Not Neil Googe.
not
Neil
Neil
Googe is
Gooch.
always Neil Googe.
Um,
What company was that? There was a
Cabin Boy.
company
Remember
that
that
was
Andy Richter movie with actually it's a Chris
Chris
Elliott
Elliott.
movie.
I saw it in the
But
movies.
Did
I
you?
saw that at the AM at the six. I played the six, didn't play the AMC 8. I played
I
at
waited
the
till
General Cinema
I waited
6.
till VHS. Andy Richter had done that movie before he got the job on Conan.
Uh, it was in the first 5 minutes of that movie.
No,
Letterman. Letterman is just on. He's one of the seamen. He's like one of the guys who's like, you're going off to sea. It's just Letterman. It's so funny, like that's that because like, did you ever watch the Please Don't Destroy movie on
yeah,
Peacock?
I did. I liked it.
Because Conan's in that. Like it's kind
Conan's in
of
that.
funny. Like these guys are like they're ushering. Like here's our not proteges per se, but it's like
But
oh
here's my friend's
we're
son,
stamping
who's
these
also yeah,
guys. We're stamping this guy. I stamp Chris Elliott. I stamp these Please Don't Destroy guys. So
right.
pretty crazy. That was all the
And
news for me. You had more news? You had one or two
the
things?
the only thing I wanted to bring up was Brian K. Vaughan and Nico
Hendrickson, the
Hendrickson.
Pride of Baghdad team.
Yes. Well, they do this online book called Spectators. I've always wanted to read it, never got around to reading it, but now Image is going to collect it, so you can read it for free online, or you can get the Image collection, get it all in one place. So that's
I
kind of.
Yeah, I think it's on his subs. I think it's on his Substack because I think I have his free Substack, and I think he's
I feel
just
like
given it away for free for years.
I feel like it was somewhere else first, like it wasn't on Substack.
It was on Panel Syndicate, or it is on
Oh,
Panel
okay,
Syndicate now. So,
okay.
which was his,
So that's cool. You know
website.
me, I love Image doing anything. Image is like my company.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then the other bit of news was that Mark Waid's doing the new history of the DC Universe, which I'm excited about. You and I are excited about it. And
Mm.
word got leaked that he may be doing a new interpretation of the Legion of Superheroes, which is
Please.
fantastic. It's like I think he's combining.
We just talked about that 2 weeks ago. Yeah, we were like, we're
Yeah,
we're all about it. We're like, okay, please,
I think it's a little bit
please,
of everything. I think the little
fine.
bit of Legion we saw in Superman: The Last Days of Lex Luthor was like, yeah, I could go for this Legion.
Do
Like,
that
give us
Legion.
do
Yeah,
that
you could do
Legion.
that Legion exactly because that Legion, you said they're not teenagers. They're like
They're adults.
20s. Yeah.
They're
So
age appropriate to Superman.
right, right.
So I don't know. Give us
They've
something.
never done that because they always
Age
rolled it back. They always roll it
right,
back.
right. And you know what? I don't think today's comic readers really want to read kid superheroes. Give us
Rolled.
like young adult Legion of Superheroes.
Well, I can tell
I
you
just
right
feel like
now. Yeah, I hope Wade does that because I feel like we'll talk about it in reviews day. I thought that Justice League Unlimited this week, when he starts playing around with Impulse, I know you created Impulse. I got that. But you're
yes.
doing too cutesy shit with Impulse. And I'm like, no, no, no. Don't do that. Like, just like pull back. Like, I know you created him. Okay. But I don't
The
think of you as that. I feel like Todd DeZago is like, like Todd DeZago was almost like the Impulse writer after Wade, right? Is that
yes.
some, was there someone in between?
That
Or
is
that was right?
correct.
Right.
That's
But I
correct.
feel like that's the Joe Kelly version of Deadpool. Like when I think of Deadpool, I think of like the Joe Kelly, then the posing with Impulse. I think of like the not really the Wade stuff, but then the DeZago
See,
stuff. I don't know
I
who
like
did
to
after that.
I think about Jeff Johns' Teen Titans run, where he became
Oh, I
Kid
see.
Flash, and he was actually using his speed to become smarter. He's like, oh, I just went and read all the books in his library. Well, now you got a different character. Like now you got like he
Right.
still can be goofy, he's still a kid, but like
Mhm.
he's a better superhero than he was. Jeff Johns did a great job with Teen Titans, upping them all. Superboy
He
became
aged
a
them
better
all up.
hero. Yeah, he aged
Correct.
them up.
Yeah.
Not so much physically, a little bit physically, but like mentally, because this they can't keep doing the same jobs and keep messing up the same way.
Mhm.
Sometimes people do that to Peter Parker. It's like, oh, Peter Parker, I'm doing this. I'm like, Peter Parker, you've done this 1,000
Oh,
times.
I'm gonna quit this. I got lost my job. Now I'm a teacher. Up. I'm late for school. I'm got fired. Like it's like
Yeah, like
yeah.
just you have a phone,
Okay.
set an alarm clock.
Yeah.
Like we understand you have this super innate sense of responsibility,
Mm.
but like I don't know, these superheroes progress, and people, the next writer should go, okay, this guy did a little bit more with them. I'm either going to keep him there or make him a little bit better. I
Right.
can't take him back to being stupid again, and that's what they, Mark did a little bit of that this week. Hey, another quick thing. I know we're not talking about World's Finest, but from the other week, but in World's Finest 2 weeks ago, I don't know if you read it or not, but they're doing like an Aquaman story.
Yeah, I need to go back and read because I know they reference it in Aquaman, and I
Well,
know
no,
it's like
well,
it's moderately important, and Lori's in it, right?
right. But
Yeah.
it shows the relationship between Lori and her husband, King Raynal or whatever.
Mhm.
But like it's funny to see that's a different relationship than the relationship Mark Waid wrote in Superman Last Days of Lex Luthor number
Oh, I
two.
see. Okay,
Because it's just kind of funny to see him handling the same two characters in two different books.
that's right.
You
Yeah,
know.
because wait, right. And then,
And also who's used Lori Lamarche in like the past 10, 15 years, other than now Mark Waid and Jeremy Adams.
right.
Like,
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah, Jeremy Adams is kind of a cool combination between of like Wade and Jeff Johns. You know,
Yes, he's a
that's kind of
well-read.
exactly right. Yeah.
Yes, we'll take.
Please, you are a savior, Jeremy Adams. Please, please help usher in the new DCU. Oh, Jeremy Adams might be good for Legion, bro. Oh shit, I don't think we talked about that.
He is exclusive to DC.
I mean,
And what is
like because Wade would have to. Well, Wade can leave World's Finest. You might be able to push World's Finest to somebody right now. I'm not
honestly,
exactly sure who, but
if you took it to 50 and then stopped it, I would be okay with that. Because whoever takes over World's Finest, the books will be canceled in a year. The only reason that book works is because it's Mark Waid.
right.
Just
Yeah.
like look how Superman Batman always bombed after. Like once Jeff Loeb left, do you even remember who did it next?
No, I only like the I read the Jay Lee run recently just because it's Jay Lee,
But
but the stories
that's a whole
weren't.
different comic.
Yeah, and I didn't like it. I didn't really. I thought it was fine, but
Something Green, right? From
Michael Green
Michael Green wrote it right
and
after
Matt and Mike and Johnson, whatever, like the co-writers of, and they wrote the Green Lantern movie, the wonderful Green Lantern.
yeah.
I don't blame them. And supposedly that script is good, and they just kind of and then it Hollywooded. I don't know if
Yes.
that's a term. We should. That's my term for that. They
Uh,
Hollywooded it up.
yeah,
They messed it up.
I get it.
I blame Blake Lively's wardrobe. That's what I think. She has to take over her wardrobe. She took over wardrobe and her as Carol Ferris. God, I haven't seen that. I don't know if I could watch that again. First off, I just want to say and then with to go back to the beginning of there's no Deadpool in the no Deadpool, no Wolverine. The movie made $1 billion. You don't think you would put Deadpool in it at all in Doomsday? I guess the Russos have a certain like big dick they're swinging. They're like, we made $1 billion, but you also just made this shit movie for fucking Netflix and no one can get through. No
Yes.
one's getting through it
I
at
haven't even
all,
started.
at all. I don't care. I don't care. I'll never see it. I'm good. So you know I don't know. It's fine because I feel like now Ryan Reynolds is like just kind of seen as like a bully. I feel like that's she's a mean girl and he's a bully now. Cool.
Yeah.
So
Is it? Yeah, it's a shame that like that's
because
how they're kind
now
of
I
looked at.
totally believe the TJ Miller. It's
Yeah.
complete,
Yeah,
and
you
I
were
know
saying.
TJ Miller is troublesome, and he admits he's troublesome in certain things that he has done in
Right.
cancel culture.
He,
Okay,
also,
but
he might be hard to work with because I think Michael Bay had problems with him. So,
yeah, I think that he didn't again, you're taking someone who's barely a star. That's the thing is he even talks about that. He's like, I'm so new to all this stuff, so don't talk to me like I know what the fuck I'm doing. Like he was almost a stunt cast, right? They
yeah,
needed. That's why I think that they just like, all right, let's just kill this guy. You know what I mean? I think they killed him all because I don't know. He's there for, and then the next was it the next movie or that movie?
that was a brutal death scene. Like you didn't expect him to die. He was the comedy relief. You thought he would just be there through the whole movie.
Yeah, but then the next movie you have some guy you don't remember who it is, just like the Spanish kid who's basically playing the same exact character. He's a doofus.
Every movie has that.
It's
Ugh,
annoying. Yeah, what a mess.
it's a mess.
What a mess. But that's it. That's it for the week's news. Everyone have a great
Have
week.
a, have a
Reviews day.
have a great comic book week. Hopefully,
Yeah.
good stuff comes out this week. Check out our reviews day. Check out our
We
socials.
we don't even know how to do this reviews day. We're not even sure. We've been talking about it for like a week straight. There's like 40 books that came out.
There's a lot of good books, and
We
it's like,
don't know how to
do we
narrow
choose?
it down.
Right now, we're down to well, these 23 were really good, but like, who's going to listen to us talk about 23 comics? Unless we do like 5 minutes in out, 5 minutes in out, 5 minutes in
Yeah,
out.
I think I'm going to pair it and I'm going to send you a list and say like this is my top 10. You send me your top 10. We'll see what's connected and then we fight for the other so many. You know what I mean? Like
Or we just do one
some
minute
of them are going
reviews
to
on the
be.
other ones.
Yeah, I think we'll still run through them. You know, we might just try and do the awestruck, dumbstruck.
Right.
I got a couple of dumbstruck this week. I thought it was gonna be awestruck, and I was dumbstruck. So we're gonna do it. All the strucks stay in place.
Stay
All the
struck, people.
strucks.